How's it going, everyone? So today we have got a Foot Freeze Adama Traore SBC player review. This card roughly costs about 200k, and there's a few things which have changed from this card, well, from his gold card to this card. Now, the first major thing you'll see is the change in work rates. He's now high, and the next thing is the preferred foot. So as we all know, Adama's usually a one-foot player, only can use his right foot. However, this card he can only use his left. His right foot's a no-go with his 2-star weak foot. He's got 4-star skill moves though, which is nice, so you can cricket a cancel and stuff like that. 5'10" as well, so he's a decent height, especially as a fullback. This card, in my opinion, could play numerous positions. It could play a left wing back, a left back, even a centre mid CDM, but also a wide centre back in a 3 or 5 back. He could play there without a doubt. So, and you can see from his stats, some of the key ones are the 96 pace he's got. He's got the high shot power, so the across the body shots are pretty effective in near post, but the 72 finishing does let him down a little bit. His passing is okay, it's not great, it's okay though. His long passing and curve, you'll see in the clips there's one where he switches the ball perfectly and it even has a bit of swaz on it. It's very nice. His dribbling though, he's got like 92 dribbling, 84 agility, 87 balance, so he can turn. His body type, I think he has a unique one. He can feel a little bit stiff at times, but for the most part he's pretty agile, and he's, like I said, he's a very good dribbler. But here's the big boost in my opinion. The defending. I think before he had like 39 defending or something like that. It's now 80. So I'm someone who plays the 5-3-2, or when I play a fullback, I like to have attacking fullbacks. So this card is literally perfect for me, and I'll probably be using it as a super sub. In my opinion, he's most effective as a super sub, but by far he could easily be a starter for you. But even if you don't want to play with the attacking wing backs, his increase in defending stats, in my opinion, makes him the best left back in the Premier League. There isn't many good left backs in the Prem, as most of us know, so this card is a very nice addition to if you have a Prem squad or you needed a Prem left back for your team. And then his physical stats are just phenomenal. Like we all know, he's built. He's proper built. He's got 90 strength, 73 aggression, which isn't too bad. 83 stamina, which I noticed a little bit in the games, but maybe that was because I was trying to force the ball down his side and try and get him involved as much as possible. So he was often losing stamina by like the 70th, 80th. But if you're not using him as much as I did, and you're not focusing on him specifically, I don't think it'll be an issue. And then 80 jumping, which is decent for any back post crosses or intercepting crosses and just heading in general. It's a decent. Right then, so now we have some highlights. We're already starting with an over-the-top through ball. Not surprised at all, but uses his strength and just to sort of get past Varane a little bit, and we cut it back. Nice little finish by Neymar. So some things I'd like to say about this Adama is I definitely think it's worth doing if you're debating it, because it's one of them where you don't want to miss out on a card, especially a card like this, which you could even just use as a super sub if you're not going to start him. Which I personally am going to use him as a super sub. I feel like he'll be perfect for that role, coming up against tired defenders, making them struggle to get by or struggle to stop him even. Just using his strength. Now, I was starting him these games and he was bodying defenders, burning them, so it's definitely a good sign. So you'll see a lot of the accelerated fake shots I do with him. They're probably the most effective sort of skills or skill I'd use with him. The accelerated fake shot, just as I say that, as he does it to try and body it for Rashford, as he does it again, and there we go, he's gone. There's no way Rashford can catch up. If I did another one there, it probably would have been better, but I wanted to try his crossing as we do a through ball. And again, he just gets it out here. Now, and also a few of the skills I'd recommend with him are the nutmeg skill move. That one works okay in the bridge, like you just saw. Anything what gives him a little bit of space to be able to run onto, and just create a bit, maybe that extra yard between you and the defender, I'd recommend using with him. Now, the thing I personally really like about this card is his improved defending. Obviously, before his card was pretty shit defending. It was pretty low. I think it was like 30 or something. But you won't see too many defensive highlights in this video. But you know, just his defensive AI positioning, and when he gets one-on-one with a defender, you feel a lot more confident that he's going to be able to, you know, make a tackle and not cause a foul than before with his gold card if you used him. Whenever I subbed his gold card on as a right wing back or right back, I'd often be, you know, left with that thought in my head like, well, he hasn't got very good tackling or anything at all, so so sometimes I wouldn't sub him on at right back, because I'm like, well, what if I equalise now and then it goes to extra time? I'm risking, you know, my opponent abusing that right hand side of my team and, you know, just getting at him. But I guess the good thing about him as well now is his physical stats are insane. His player build is insane as well, and now he's got them defensive stats. It definitely works. It's definitely a nice combo even. Now, comparing him to other left backs, there isn't really a left back like him out there. There's not really a left back what's this quick, this strong, and this good going forward. So I'll compare him to possibly, you know, the best left back on the game, Ferland Mendy. Would I play Adama instead of Mendy now? As a left wing back, 100%. Adama's got the far better attacking stats than Mendy, and he's far better going forward. Obviously, Mendy's got the 5-star weak foot, but the chances of you ending up one-on-one in front with the goalkeeper with your left wing back, pretty low. But as a left back, I think I'd still probably stick with Mendy, but I'd still do this card as a super sub. The reason I say that is I think defensively, I feel a bit more confident in Mendy. He is just insane, that gold Mendy card. It'll probably be good until, what, team of the season or something. I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah, no, this Adama card definitely can play the left back role. But I just personally would still prefer the Mendy. But if you need a Premier League defence, as you scored a very nice goal there of Mbappe using the free touch roulette. But if your defence needs a Premier League left back, or you need a Premier League left back for your team, I don't think there's anyone really better than him in the Prem. He gives you a bit of everything, a bit of strength, a bit of pace, good defending stats as well. Not amazing defending stats, but decent defending stats. But when you combine it even with his physical stats, he's amazing. Now, a lot of the time you will see these over the top through balls, and yeah, that was just me trying to. Like I said before, I was just trying to play the ball through him. That's why his stamina ended up so low in a lot of these games. By like the 45th, as you can see, he's already struggling. But that, like I said as well, it doesn't help when I'm starting with him quite far back and then running forward with him, so holding the sprint. It will just drain his stamina. But like I said, you could also possibly use his card as a centre mid. His player build helps him in that regard, as to him being able to. I'd say, I think I'd be more confident in him as a CDM in like a 2 or a midfield 3. So say let's say you play like a 4-3-1-2 and you have one attacking centre mid, one balanced, one defensive. Have him as either your balanced or attacking. The balanced one, I'd prefer you to have. Well, I'd recommend you to have him as more, because he has the defensive stats and his shooting isn't great. So maybe like him and a Rashford, for example, would work pretty well. And then maybe like a Laurent Blanc or something like that as a holding. But yeah, his penalty stats are shocking. We do manage to score one. If the keeper goes the right way, the chances of you scoring are pretty slim. I know it is. I could say that for anyone. But even if you put in the bottom corner with him, this was the same with his gold, you've got to green it if you want a chance of it going there. So a lot of the time, just play it safe if Adama has to go on a penalty. Because, you know, in foot champs, if it goes to penalty shootouts and you have him as a super sub, he will be one of your first 3. So that's something to just keep in mind when bringing him on. He isn't that great at penalties at all. His stats are like 50 or something, but he has the power. So I'd recommend you going essentially, but at the end of the day, you can still go a corner. You just got to make sure you green it. Otherwise, it will be going wide most likely. I've had a few of his gold card which I've greened and I've gone wide. So I wouldn't even recommend, you know, taking the risk. But yeah, no, we do end up winning another free kick here, and I do actually give it to Adama. I wanted to try it as free kick stats, or free kicks even. His stats for free kicks aren't great at all again. But you know, I thought, why not? We're 4-1 up at this point. He has like 40 free kick stats, or free kick accuracy even, on like 70 curve, I think that said. So we just try and put a bit of power on it, a bit of dip. We green it, nothing comes of it, but we get on target again. So I won't recommend putting him on free kicks. But again here, he attacks the fullback, gets the accelerated fake shot inside, cuts it back, nothing comes of that, but it just shows that's a sort of effective move to use with him. As soon as you get out wide, get close enough to the defender, accelerated fake shot inside, and you should beat your man pretty comfortably. Like I said, defensively isn't bad, as you see there, you know, nice step. Again, just play 1-2s with him if you use him as like a wing back like I do, and he'll get around players pretty easily. His attacking runs as well, like his AI movement, as he does, very nice switch of the ball. His AI movement is pretty good as well. Defensive AI, solid. Like I said, always seems like he's in position. Offensive AI, he gets forward. I feel like that's just the high. Work rate's working well as the fullback. You know, but the only thing is, like I said, if you're using him quite a bit on the ball and constantly sprinting, and you're starting him, just be careful of the stamina, or just keep that in your mind even. That might end up being an issue for you. But we're getting to the end, sort of the end of the highlights in a sec. He does get an assist here, which is very nice. So we'll be wrapping the video up in just a sec. So yeah, that was the Adama Foot Freeze SBC player review. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped you a little bit. Leave a like if you did. Comment if you're going to do him and how you're getting on with him if you've already done the SBC. Subscribe if you are new. And hopefully I'll catch you in a few days with another video.